Next up, Belmont Park Live, since switching back to the turf, Catch a Cab has reeled off 3 straight wins. Can the streak remain alive in today's 8th race? In today's feature, Holiday Disguise has been a win machine for Linda Rice and company. Today she'll try to go back-to-back, running her 3rd race in 5 weeks. And waiting to face her for the first time, a rested, fresh, absolutely off since mid-January, the daughter of Mine Chap looks for her 3rd stakes win in the Dancing Renee, our feature race on today's show. Welcome to Belmont Park Live, and it's presented by Claiborne Farm. 100 years of doing the usual unusually well. We could not ask for better weather on this Saturday afternoon here in Belmont, New York. Great crowd on hand. And we thank you for being with us, spending part of your weekend with us. Greg Wolf, former New York Met, LA Dodger, Paul LaDuca, New York Racing Association handicapper, Andy Serling, and the Dancing Renee, Holiday Disguise. She has been pretty darn good. 3 for 4 here at Belmont. She's won 6 of her 9 lifetime starts.
Yeah, and she's the one to beat. Now, the issue's going to be, Andy, now she's going 6 furlongs, which will be the shortest she's gone in a while. But when it comes to class and getting to the wire first, she's obviously a standout.
No, she's accomplished a great deal, and she's a very nice horse. But this is an open, tricky race, and I think it sort of carries the theme for today's show. She's the biggest favorite in the card, but these races, all 4 that we're showing, I think we can agree are all wide open.
Very tough.
Very difficult. Race 6, which we have first, will kick off a Naira Bets Late Pick 5. We're going to show you that in a moment, what Paul put together.
Preview. For
this sequence. Yeah, a little foreshadowing there. Race 6 kicks it off, $12,000 claiming event, 6.5 furlongs. The 7th race will be 6 furlongs on the inner turf. Very difficult race there. The 8th stretch out to a mile on the turf, and the nightcap will not be on our show. You can watch it on the Naira Now app, but closes out that Naira Bets Late Pick 5. New York maiden claimers sprinting on the grass. Weather and track conditions brought to you by Piranha Fly Spray. And actually just got a fly in my mouth as I was reading this promo. I could have used some. The preferred fly spray.
Thank you.
Of Belmont Park. Piranha on, Pest gone. Where's our fly spray? We need some. It is fast and firm here at Belmont Park. And race number 6. What do you do with Missile Bomb? Back-to-back wins, and that last win on the sloppy track, just absolutely freakish performance. What do you make of it?
I don't like this horse at all in this race, and I know you kind of agree with me, Greg. He was dressed up by a sloppy track last time, which was really carrying speed and able to get out the front. I think the competition is much deeper here, and I don't see a dry track race he has, Paul, that beats this field.
Yeah, you know what? I tepidly threw him in, and he was probably the last one I threw in. He's got to run into a lot of speed. He's going to have to rate and be wide most of the time. And Andy's right. That the numbers usually get a tiny bit inflated because of the sloppy racetrack, and that's what happened last time.
We're all against the 8, who's probably going to wind up going off the favorite here in this spot. He's trying to win his 3rd in a row. We're going to set it down to the paddock now for Paddock Report with Maggie Wolfendale. It is brought to you by Hill and Dale Farm, now standing Curlin for $150,000.
You didn't ask me, Greg. I actually like Missile Bomb here. I think this horse physically, and I get why you guys don't like him on paper, sure, but physically he looks better than ever. And there's something to be said about these Brad Cox trainees that get into good form as Missile Bomb is. We saw 2 races ago with Lion and Weight almost take down a huge class test in a nice field just because she was coming in off of consecutive wins where she's just in good form. I think Missile Bomb might be in the same kind of bracket here, and I like what I'm seeing from him. He's a horse that I didn't love over the winter time, but he looks much better than he ever has here in the paddock today. Now, possibly main threat is number 5, Nominal Dollars, whom I like. I've always liked Nominal Dollars, and I've always thought that he might be a bit better sprinting. He's obviously won at this 6.5 furlong distance in the past. The only thing I'm a little bit concerned about, and while he may get some pace to run into, is that sometimes, in going off of his last race, horses, when they change things, will run the best race the first time they do it. So running back-to-back sprints here, we may not see his best effort, but still, I'm willing to say that he should be very dangerous here. Quick note on number 2, Abounding Legacy, is having a shoe repair. He is one of the most obstreperous horses in the paddock that I've observed. He actually, though, today he's a little more subdued than his previous 2 starts, and he was just double barreling. We really had to watch ourselves walking into the paddock here. So when he was doing that, he blew one of his hind shoes. as he was kicking up his heels and just threw one off there. So we will have a couple moments as that shoe is getting put back on Abounding Legacy. Greg?
Interesting dilemma what to do here in this first leg of this Naira Bets late pick 5. It begins in this race. You still have 8 minutes to put a ticket together. Is today Saturday?
Yes.
It is.
If you are the only winning ticket and you play it through Naira Bets, a minimum of $100,000 is what you're going to win. But you got to play it through Naira Bets for that to happen. Let's take a look at Paul's ticket and what he came up with 4 deep here in the first leg.
Listen, I'd like to go a little bit deeper, but 2, 4, 5, 8. I'm going to try to get out of this race with that. Race number 7 is impossible. It really is. I can go with so many different horses. Race 8, 2, 4, and 12. Catch a Cab's in too good a form. The JY was giant last time. I think it can run a decent race. Holiday Disguise, I guess, listen, it's everybody's single. If I was going to have a little bit more budget, I would. And then race number 9, which probably be the favorite in the last, Gerard's Party, stretching out a tiny bit, or coming back for Gary Gulo and dropping. I think it has the best race, at least on paper.
Well, the best performance that we're going to see all weekend long. It happened earlier today, and it happened in New Zealand. Talk about dead game. This is incredible. Steeplechase race, first time ever for De Juju going over the fences. Jockey Aaron Carew crashes after going over the first fence, somehow slides alongside the horse before leaping back into the saddle. Here's a close-up look at it. This is just incredible.
So we saw it in slow-mo, but when we saw it in slow-mo the first time, he was out of the screen.
Correct.
So he lost like 15 lengths.
And he never, it's like almost like baseball, right?
In one motion.
If ball never hits the ground, you can be an out. He never hits the ground, otherwise he's disqualified, right?
And it's not just that he gets back on, he is actually going to win this race.
Wow. Wow.
If you finish second, you don't feel like it's a tough beat.
Right? At least in other words,
It's an annoying beat, but not a tough one.
That's one of those, you're right. It's like a guy throwing a no-hitter. You just tip your cap at the end of that one.
Aaron Carew, again, the winning jockey on board there. First-time steeplechaser that connections believe this horse has a future jumping. I would say so. Stable notes. Going to put that one in my stable notes for sure.
The rider is a future.
We are going to be back. We're going to take a quick break. Naira Bets late pick 5 pool approaching 50,000 and growing, and still plenty of time to put a ticket together. There's one of the main contenders in the race, Abounding Legacy for Ralph Nix. Post-parade when we come back.
Eclipse champion Blaine notched over $4.3 million in earnings, including this historic victory over Zenyatta. Now he's making a name for himself as an internationally successful stallion. Recent top runners include multiple graded stakes winner Fault and French Classic winner Senga. In the ring, his yearlings have sold up to $350,000. Among the top sires of his crop by lifetime graded stakes horses, his 2018 stud fee offers outstanding value. Blaine, standing at Claiborne Farm. His record-breaking accomplishments on the racetrack paved his way here to the Stall of Legends. Now retired to stud, we welcome the dawning of a new era as this esteemed champion hopes to stake his claim to immortality. His blazing speed and striking good looks have been passed down to his remarkable first foals. Foals that will carry the flag of their famous father and one day hope to break records of their own. Medication-free and undefeated in sprint competition. Run happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
on Belmont Park Live. Everyone bringing the family out to the racetrack on Father's Day weekend. It's not just Father's Day, it's Father's Day weekend.
Great weekend here.
Going to be a great crowd on hand tomorrow, so there always is.
Yep.
Yeah, always a great weekend. A lot of us got into this game because of the fathers.
Yeah, my dad took me to the track.
My father took me to the racetrack as well. So I can't wait to give him a call in the morning.
6-1 on Abounding Legacy. Just left our screen right there. Puzzling race to begin things. Rossi Val, the 4 in here, dropping in class, and that alone here makes this horse a contender.
He's a bit of an in-and-outer, but his in races are good enough to win here. And last time he ran against much tougher at Parks on a day where speed dominated in every race, particularly that one as well. I don't think he ran well, but I don't think any chance the way the race was run in the competition. He was wired 2 back in a race that was 1 wire to wire with a slow pace, and he ran fast enough against, I think, better horses to win 3 back. I don't love him, but I think he's a decent alternative at a price.
Listen, you can argue, besides the 5, he's the one horse in here that can make up ground late, especially at 6.5 furlongs. I know the 1A Bunyan is coming from mile races, but he was also vanned off the racetrack last time, so he's tough to trust.
And the main speed, the 6 Breeze Burner. I mean, he's a big long shot if you like him, but he's the main speed.
And that's, I mean, that's a good point you bring up the 6, because you look at that last race for Missile Bomb. That race was over 5 jumps out of the gate. No one put pressure on the 8 last time out at all.
Right.
And the horse he dueled with down the lane, 2 for 20 lifetime. He's hard to trust.
I agree. I don't like him at all.
Here's Holding Aces, 7-1 right now. Rajiv Mirage, Randy Prasad.
I think he was compromised behind Missile Bomb last time and has races that can win this.
The other half of the entry, Bunyan, 3 for 24 lifetime. As Paul mentioned, vanned off last time.
I don't think he can win this.
Abounding Legacy is at 6-1. Manny Franco and Ralph Nix.
You know, this 6-year-old hasn't won in a while, but if he can rate, he'll sit in a good spot here at 6-1, and there he is.
2 down, 1 to go. Speed cutting back in distance for Rich Schosberg.
Yeah, has speed usually going longer. His recent form is questionable.
Rossi Val, Bruce Levine, and Dylan Davis team up.
Yeah, look at this great center for product. Looks nice coming in. 4 for 16 lifetime. We saw a horse from Parks win yesterday.
Here's the 5 nominal dollars. Ran a very big race last time out. Beat Abounding Legacy, running second.
I think he's a player in this race. He got wired by a horse that ran off the screen. I don't love them turning back the 2nd time in a row.
Here's Breeze Burner, and he is quick for Gary Contessa.
Yeah, you're right. He broke through the gate last time. That might have took a little steam out of him. So 23-1, he's going to be the one to catch.
He's gone gate to wire against Better not that long ago. The 7 Risk Management, Pablo Fragoso aboard.
Gary Siaka's having a very good year so far, but he's off of a layoff and his recent efforts are not good.
And Missile Bomb, he's looking to make it 3 in a row. Speed his game. He's 2 for 2 at Belmont. He's got a speed rider in the irons.
He got an inflated figure last time on the slot, but he is a 4-time winner, and he is 2 for 2 at Belmont. That's what he does have going for him.
Well, if he does not run back to what he did last time out, maybe this is the horse to go with, in the public settling right now on nominal dollars. As Andy mentioned, cut back in distance last time out from 1 mile to 6 furlongs. Ran a good second.
Listen, he's consistently runs, you know, not just consistently, frequently runs well enough to win it. I don't think he's any great shakes at a short price in here. He, like my horse, is going to have to hope they're moving early.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the 4 and the 6 are dependent on the race, whether there's going to be speed. Excuse me, the 5. And I thought the 5 ran well last time, but just the other horse ran away from him. Another drop in class? Not really. This is the same group. These are mixed match, to be honest.
I don't disagree.
5s and the 16s. They're the mixed match. So he's gonna have to get some pace to run into. Whether the 8 tries to rate or pushes on the pace, that's gonna be the question.
Now he's gonna get heat this time, you would think. And again, that last race, no one put pressure on him early. He moved way up on that off track. He obviously showed a lot of talent, though.
Listen, I look at his last race in isolation and believe it's a mirage based on circumstance. And if I were to handicap him based only on his prior races, I don't think he's even remotely competitive here. What he has going for him, obviously, is good recent form, which does count for something, and a trainer, Brad Cox, who's a very, very high percentage trainer.
No doubt. Right now, he is the slight second choice on the board at 2-1. For more on this race, let's go downstairs to Maggie.
Checking in with a long shot here at 17-1 right now is a horse coming off a little bit of a break, and that is number 3, 2 down, 1 to go for Rick Schosberg. And just coming back off the bench, I thought this guy really looked fit and ready to run. I mean, I've seen him in the past where he's always looked a little bit on the heavier side, and ultimately, he was a horse who had a hard campaign through 2017 and rolled right into 18, and may have just needed that so-called break, and maybe he benefits from it. I'm not saying he's necessarily a win candidate based on his recent form, but he still could run well here. The main problem is with him is that there's some other speed in here. Obviously, Breeze Burner isn't slow, and neither is Missile Bomb. Guys?
Yeah, that's the way he goes on the front end. We shall see, but it looks like there are a couple other quicker runners in this group.
Yeah, I mean, Breeze, the 6-horse Breeze Burner, I mean, if he breaks, he's a fast horse, and he's a long shot, and I just think he's the kind of horse you have to take a shot and just go in front. I think you could find worse long shots than Breeze Burner.
Well, you know, you're right, because a lot of people will take shots on long shots that come from way back. I'd rather have one that's going to be in front. It might get brave on the front end, and that could happen here because this horse has shown 21-2 type speed on the turf course before, 22 flat speed on the flat.
He's been in a turf race, forgetting about that, 2 straight dirt races that featured wicked paces with other significant speeds. There's nobody in this race that has major speed except for the 6 Breeze Burner. And if you go back before that, he won with a 79 buyer figure, and then he has a second with a 74 buyer figure, both of which make him a player. I thought the 6 horse was a little bit dangerous here, though we have a late scratch of the 1.
We're going to have a late scratch here in the race. The 1...
The 1A will run for purse money only. So if you use those horses in the Naira Bets late pick 5, you will get the post-time favorite who figures to be the 8, Missile Bomb.
And hopefully you can get to the app now if you don't want Missile Bomb twice and be able to either add a horse, or if you're on track and you're listening to us on track, go ahead and get to the window and try to change it.
And there's Rajiv Mirage heading back to the barn. And Bunyan, again, purse money only. And track announcer Larry Colmus making that call right now.
And, you know, for people that don't understand this rule, this is a good example to use. People will complain if Bunyan gets scratched. Oh, I like the 1. Bunyan couldn't win. I want to bet the 1. Well, we're trying to protect the public as best we can. And keep in mind, cancellations, horses that are scratched and we give money back, it hurts Naira because we don't get that money. We lose what we keep for the takeout. And in this case, a very, very large percentage of the people that bet the 1, the entry, were betting the 1. The 1A, Paul, might have been 40-1 on his own in this race. And so people are protected by this move. And so, yes, if the 1A got scratched, you feel as you got a bad deal. But you have to look at the bigger picture.
No, listen, it's for the better. It's for the bettor's interest.
Better protection.
Exactly. And that's for the fan. That's for the people that come out to the racetrack. That's the people who put the money through the windows. And that's who should be winning, you know. So it's the 100% right thing to do. If the 1A wins here, the 1A wins. It doesn't count. I mean, you're right. You're 100% right. You might not like this horse.
You know what? If you liked the 1A, did you want the 8-1 on him?
No.
You want 38-1 on him. And if they were having betting without the 1 ever being in the race, the 1A would be 30-40-1 in this race. So this is protecting the public, and that's the most important thing. And remember, once again, it's to the disadvantage of us at Naira. We lose the takeout when there are late scratches like this.
All right, so giving the betting public here a little chance to refigure things on their tickets, and they're moving in line. So the 1A purse money only. The straight 1 is out, and now it's 3-2 on Missile Bomb on the outside. Can he make it 3 in a row? The 8 horse here. Kendrick Carmouche been in the iron for each of those last 2 victories. We are against him up here.
It's interesting because you and I disagree frequently, Greg, and Paul as well. And a lot of these horses I really don't think you're supposed to bet against. You guys will say, I think that horse is pretty strong. We all agree here, so he's probably going to win for about 10.
Good point. Let's send it upstairs, see what happens. Naira Bets late pick 5 starts here, and the voice of horse racing's Triple Crown has the call to kick things off. Here's Larry Colmus.
Bunyan moving into the starting gate here. Again, running for purse money only, as Missile Bomb will take the outside stall at odds of 6-5. They're all in line. They're off. Missile Bomb comes out well with 2 down, 1 to go. Abounding Legacy is out third on the inside. And then it's Rossi Val, followed by Breeze Burner. Between those two, Nominal Dollars. Then Risk Management on the outside. Bunyan, who's running for purse money only, is last of them all as they head up the backstretch with 2 down, 1 to go, leading the way a half a length. Missile Bomb on the outside. Second, Abounding Legacy is third, 22.69 the opening quarter. Breeze Burner fourth with a half mile to run, 4.5 lengths off the lead. And Rossi Val on the inside of Nominal Dollars, followed by a 3-wide Risk Management and Bunyan at the back of the pack. Around the far turn, 2 down, 1 to go, joined by Missile Bomb. The two of them, and Missile Bomb takes the lead. And here's Abounding Legacy coming up there 3 wide. Nominal Dollars is 4 lengths off the lead, followed by Rossi Val to the inside. And the half was 46.15. They're into the stretch. Missile Bomb and Abounding Legacy. 1-2 coming to the 8th pole. Nominal Dollars coming up to them on the far outside. Nominal Dollars under a full head of steam. Heads Missile Bomb with a 16th to go, but Missile Bomb's coming right back. Missile Bomb, Nominal Dollars down to the wire. Missile Bomb's got it. Missile Bomb outruns Nominal Dollars to the wire. Abounding Legacy was third, and then came Rossi Val in 1:17.22.
3 in a row for Missile Bomb, 3 today for Kendrick Carmouche. Sat off it a little bit here this afternoon and shows some punch down the lane.
I'm obviously surprised he won. I think we all are a bit. And let's give him credit. He's obviously in great form, and he's a completely different horse than he was just a couple of months ago. And Brad Cox does a great job as a trainer. But when the 6 Breeze Burner stopped being a thoroughbred and didn't get out of the gate and wasn't engaged in the pace, it completely changed the way the race looked on paper, and it allowed this horse to stalk a modest pace and against an overmatched horse, the 3.
Yeah, what ended up happening is the middle quarter won the race. They were able to slow it down to like 23 and change. The 5 hung a tiny bit. I get that.
Slow pace, though.
But a slow pace. You're right. The 6 showed no speed. I like to see back at the beginning.
6 just can't run
I would love
anymore.
to see the gates open and see what happened with a 6 in here and Mike Luzzy. 5 ran very good, but things went perfectly, setting up for Missile Bomb to get the job done in here. And Kendrick Carmouche, Brad Cox, Gen Start Thoroughbreds.
6 broke in a little bit. A little slow. Just can't run anymore.
6-5 favor. We're going to take a break in the action. Shug McGahee and Fire Away. Looking to make it 3 in a row at Poker on Sunday. We'll have it on our show. We'll talk about it next.
Make NYRA Bets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With NYRA Bets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NYRABets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Get a $200 new member sign-up bonus on NYRABets.com.
Lightfoot switches back to the outside. Exaggerator down to the 16th pole, but Exaggerator has turned the tables. He has won the Breedless. He has won the Travers over American Flag. Irish War Cry has won the Wood Memorial. Alice. Good Magic's gonna win his first race, and he's gonna do it as the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
Back on Belmont Park Live, Shaping up to be a pretty nice day for Kendrick Carmouche. 3 wins this afternoon. Let's go back to the start. The 6 we all thought would put heavy pressure on the 8 early on in here. Mike Luzzy on the 6, Breeze Burner, and broke inward a little and just didn't have the speed we're used to seeing from him.
No, not at all. As you can see, the rider's sort of asking right now, but it's just not going at all.
In the end, 3 in a row for Missile Bomb and Kendrick Carmouche having a great day. Let's go to Maggie.
3 in a row for Missile Bomb and 3 on the card for Kendrick. And Kendrick, do you have a feeling you're going to have this kind of day heading into this card?
Yeah, but, you know, it all got to set up good for you whenever you're out there. Most important, you know, and all my horses broke good today, and, you know, away we go.
That's the truth. And Missile Bomb actually not on the lead today. Didn't matter, obviously. You pulled away easily from the field, but he's a horse that has gotten into a groove. I mean, how nice is it to get on horses when they're in good form? They just seem to keep rattling off those wins.
Oh, no matter if they're cheap or allowance or stake horses, whenever they get in a good pattern of running and being consistent, I mean, it's easy for us jocks, and whenever trainers spot them in the right spot, it make our job easy.
Now, you ride one for Mike Maker coming up. You have a couple more on the card. Anybody you like?
We're going to keep rolling the dice. Let's see if they break good.
That's the best answer from you. I like it. Kendrick, congrats here and on your day.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, Greg.
I always love to see Kendrick Carmouche in the winner's circle, always smiling, loving what he does, and he is very good at being aggressive early on. Missile Bomb has turned into a really nice horse the last few starts.
Congratulations to the son of Tail of the Cat out of the Lemon Drop Kid mare, Miss A-Bomb, 3 for 3, lifetime here at Belmont now.
Got some good racing coming up on this Saturday afternoon. Still to come, our feature race in the Dance of Renee tomorrow is going to be great as well. It's Father's Day. We're going to have a great crowd on hand, and we have the Grade 3 poker as part of our broadcast. Loaded field going a mile on the turf in this spot, and Shug McGahee's fire away, looking to make it 3 in a row.
This might be the best stake we've run that wasn't on Belmont Stakes Racing Festival. Tremendous field.
A lot of speed in this race. Black Tide and Voodoo Song, 2 horses that like to run away from the field. And Oscar Performance making his comeback. Forced the pass. I think we're forgetting about him.
Fire Away's improved.
Yes.
Ballaroc's.
Nice little
tremendous
race.
Field.
This is the Dangers Hour. 2 starts back. It was at Aqueduct. And this was a victory, huge number for this horse in this spot here. And then comes back and wins the race taken off. Wins at different tracks, runs at different conditions, and right now just in sharp form.
Yeah, and I think Shug McGahee has learned that this is a horse that wants to go a mile. A mile's really the perfect distance for him.
Now Shug McGahee talks about what has turned this horse around, and we'll hear what he has to say.
I was running him too far, I think, at the end of the summer and early fall last year. We shortened him back up, and all of our races have been good. He's 3 out of 4. He's gotten sounder in ways, and, you know, I've shortened, as I said, I shortened him back up to mile and 16th and that kind of stuff. And I think that's what he wants to do. But he's pretty steady in his training, and, you know, he's trained up to this race good. There's some speed in there with Brian Lynch's horse and Canizzo, so just hopefully we'll break good and the speed will develop in front of him and we can lay kind of right in behind them, and maybe they'll come back to us when we're finishing.
He's won 3 of his last 4. Said basically exactly what you said. Shortening this horse up has made all the difference.
No, he's really gotten good. Now he's gotten some good setups in his races, and this is, and I think Shug will be the first one to say, this is a real class test for him because this is the toughest field that he's faced.
Yeah, the scary part is when he ran that big number, he sort of bounced a tiny bit maybe, and he still won. So what's going to happen now, you know, when it comes to the poker tomorrow? I think he's going to be very tough. What do you think he'll be the favorite when they put in the gate?
No, I think he'll be about 4th choice in here. What do you think? I think Oscar Performance will probably be favored. He and Ballaroc's will take money.
Ballaroc's.
You know, I mean, you got to realize Voodoo Song is in here as well, and Force the Pass will take money, and even Chad Brown has won in the race.
And here is Ballaroc's. His comeback effort as a 5-year-old ran big at Keeneland in the Makers 46 mile. He's 2 for 3 at Belmont. His only defeat here was a 2nd place finish. He's never been worse than 2nd on this turf.
And he's really improved a lot. I mean, you look at his races, he's been keeping great company. Basically, he's a horse that's been running in the Grade 1 races. And this poker, while it's a Grade 3, it's a Grade 1.5 at worst, and closing in basically a Grade 1. There's multiple Grade 1 winners in the race.
There is. I keep looking at this race, and you can go so many different ways. The dynamic of the race is Black Tide and Voodoo Song. What is going to give there? I mean,
Well,
two horses that love to like open up on the front end. I wonder what's going to happen. Voodoo Song's going to raid off Black Tide, right?
assuming they both run, Voodoo Song's not going to run with Black Tide, and we'll see if he can raid in there and be effective. We'll see. It's a class test for all of those horses because you've got horses like Ballarocks and Oscar Performance in there. They have danced the big dances. We'll see.
Now, Belmont, he has Ballarocks in the Grade 3 poker, and of course he's going to send Yoshida into a very tough test. Deep waters in the race that kicks off the Royal Ascot meeting. Yoshida will be in action.
I think they're insane for going over there. I
I
hope they have
love
fun.
that they're taking
I
a
think they
shot.
would have probably won the Manhattan here on Belmont Stakes Day, and I think they'll be about 13th or 14th in this race.
Yeah. I have to agree with him. I'm just going to have to agree with him. Listen, Tepin was one of a lifetime, and she ran into a field, and now everybody's going to follow suit after.
Good field.
This
Amato's
is a
in there.
way different
Soudois.
field. Deauville.
Yeah, this is.
And then you got to travel all the way over after a pretty tough race. It was Tepin was winning her races very easily. This is, listen, I am not questioning Belmont. He's one of the best trainers ever. If I own this horse, not for me.
I don't get it. I really don't. I know Windstar's taking a shot, but they were running for more than twice as much money here in the Manhattan, staying home. I'll be very happy to see them do well. I love Belmont, but I think they're nuts.
makes it must-see television, though, right?
Yeah,
See what
right.
happens. That happens on Tuesday. It is the first race of the entire meet. Of course, the Queen comes in on horse and carriage right before that, and I think overseas can make big wagers on what color she's going to be wearing.
Yes, that's true.
Paul knows, so he can't bet. He's got
100%.
inside information on that.
No, it's true. I heard yellow.
Wesley Ward, he is stacked this year. He believes, obviously, the deepest contingent he's taken, and he believes he's going to have a big, big meet.
I'm telling you right now, the biggest bet against is going to be Lady Aurelia. Maybe some of the other horses you can bet, but Lady Aurelia is going to be the one everybody knows over there is going to get bet, and that's the one that's going to get beat.
Well, you know, it's funny that you say that, Paul, because I was going to say I'm really curious to see how she runs, and I know that you'll agree she's a marvelous talent. But her return race at Keeneland
not good.
She's not supposed to lose that race.
Final race at Royal Ascot next Saturday. It is the Queen Alexandra, 2 3/4 miles. It kicks off an international pick 5. It's an all-turf sequence with races from 5 different tracks, including Belmont Park. You can bet the International Pick 5 next Saturday at tracks across the country or online with Naira Bets. I love that we're doing this little different international flair, all on the turf and some very prestigious races.
What's the over-under on amount of money you and I, the three of us, are going to lose in that pick 5?
I don't know.
It's a big number.
The best part about it is it's probably going to be like 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 8 minutes apart. So it's going to be like 40 minutes of just action.
One of those tracks will run on top of the others, but that's another story.
It's going to be very fun. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in with positive energy on this one.
I'm ready.
I like it.
Let's try and change things up a little bit.
I like it.
Get our mojo going in the right direction. We're going to take a break in the action. We got more coming up. That's a nice shot there from Mitch Levitas.
You know
Thank you.
good
What's he
luck?
trying to tell us?
You know what? When you feed the ducks, it's good luck.
You just made enemies for life in the truck. We'll be back with more from Belmont Park Live.
Make Naira Bets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With Naira Bets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NairaBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Naira Bets, racing's best play.
Back on Belmont Park Live, Greg Wolf, Paul LaDuca, Andy Serling, and Maggie Wolfendale with you, getting set for race 7. It kicks off the late pick 4. We're 14 minutes to post on the inner turf. 3/4 of a mile, $25,000 claiming race, and right now it's the 10. Dance track for Gary Gullo. Off the claim. Who's the favorite?
He's a very consistent horse. He always shows up and runs well. He figures to get a lot of pace as a closer. But this race has a lot of different faces in it than the last fields he's been running against, and is a much deeper, tougher group.
Yeah, this is. You know, this is the race on April 28th. Saratoga Heater is on the inside, excluded in front. You can see Saratoga Heater's trying to make a move in between horses, and like, I thought he had every chance in here, but it's a good race. He's running on here, but
to be honest, if I wanted somebody out of this race besides the favorite
right?
Dance Track, I would want Excluded, because that was a very fast-paced race, and Excluded made the first move in the stretch. And really all Saratoga Heater did was pick up pieces. Listen, I can help get Missile Bomb in the winner's circle. I'll get Saratoga Heater in the winner's circle. I don't see how he wins this race.
This betting board is telling you this race is difficult. Very difficult. No, I mean, listen, you want to take the favorite 2-1. He looks the part. I mean, and he maybe looks the part on paper, but there's some others in here.
And we're going to get more on what this field looks like down in the paddock from Maggie Wolfendale. This report brought to you by Hillendale Farm, standing Bayern for $25,000.
Guys, I need that piranha down here. I'm getting bit to pieces along with everybody else here by these flies. As we'll take a look at the inside runner coming in from out of town is number 1, Our Independence, who in his last 2 starts faced a very nice horse by the name Imprimis here, who has just run a tour de force on the turf for trainer Joe Orsino. But looking at Our Independence here, I like what I see as he'll go first time out for Steve Claceris. Great coat to him. He paints a nice picture in here. He's calm, focused, kind of that bright demeanor, though, otherwise. The only problem is the distance possibly for him. He seems to be a horse that's a bit more proficient, 5.5. I know it's an only extra half furlong, but it can be a big difference to these horses a lot of times in these turf sprints. So we'll see how he negotiates the 6 here today, although he does have that closing style. Moving on to number 6, Tale of E Dubai for Michelle Nevin. Michelle will opt to put this horse back on the turf. He does have one good race on it, but it was over a yielding surface. He is definitely not getting a yielding turf today. This is firm and very fast. So coming back here off the bench, I like what I see in that he looks fit. He is actually a lot more quiet though. So that might be an indication that this horse isn't quite cranked up for this return to the races. And furthermore, the fact that she brings him back on the turf, it might just be her using this race to really kind of fine-tune him, because the turf is a bit more of a forgiving surface as far as physical issues are concerned. And then we'll check in with number 10, that is Dance Track here for Gary Gullo. He looks great. I mean, he's sharp as he always is. He's carrying great conditioning as he always has been. Problem is that he does have some stops and starts in his career, that's for sure. He kind of runs a couple times and then you don't see him for a while. We'll see what he does here for Gary Gullo. This isn't necessarily Gary's, main spot in bringing horses back to the turf and claiming turf horses. So we'll see what he does. But obviously 6 furlongs, he's proven that he does like it. Greg?
10 minutes to post. Thank you, Maggie. Want to remind everyone you can get signed up, started, and you can get down on this pick 4 in all the races that we show you by going to NYRABets.com. Bet from home and anywhere with the NYRABets app. Bet $200. Sign up now, and you'll get $200 in your account by using that promo code LIVE. Go to NYRABets.com. We'll be back.
Grade 1 winner Data Link by world-renowned sire Warfront. Data Link scored in the prestigious Grade 1 Makers 46 mile at Keeneland, then set a new course record in the Grade 2 Monmouth Stakes. His runners include stakes winner Stardoza, along with a growing list of talented young runners. At public auction, his yearlings have sold up to $200,000. Data Link, standing at Claiborne Park.
Back on Belmont Park Live on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Elmont, New York. Our pick 4 is coming up, close to $200,000 in the pool and growing. Our post parade coming up next in a difficult 7th race here to start it off. $25,000 claiming race, 6 furlongs over the inner turf. It is the 10 continuing to hold steady as the 2-1 favorite. And the race came off the bench, ran big, got the win. Now claimed, but this horse has actually been in not that long ago. It's a lot tougher.
There's a lot of new faces in this race that have a right to be major players in the outcome. And I'm not knocking the favorite in this race. He's okay. But this is a very different and difficult race. And at least on paper, doesn't it figure to have a fast pace?
Yeah, the other part about this is, I know this horse is going into a good barn, but the horse has been in 2 other good barns and only 1 race since October 2017. So I don't know if that equates to 2-1.
It doesn't to me in this field. I'm not taking a short price on anybody here.
Pace you talked about, though, that would certainly help the 10 dance track.
Yep, it would. But, I mean, the 1 Hour Independence, this is a horse who, he's lost 2 straight races to Imprimus, who might, by the end of the year, prove to be the best turf sprinter in the country.
Call to post from Sam the Bugler, and here is our Independence coming in from Gulfstream. This horse has been in a lot of different barns of late.
And he would have been second his last start if he didn't have early trouble. He could get a very nice trip off a fast pace, and he's a big-time player.
Excluded the 2 for John Toscano Jr. Rajiv Mirage rides.
Yeah, he hit the front last time out and just sort of hit the brakes, but I thought he was okay. He needs to be time perfect, not a bad 16-1 shot.
Francis Freud is the 3. We're going to see in a moment here at 21-1 on the board, continuing to look there at excluded. Big price in his own right in that common race with Dance Track last time out. Here's Francis Freud with Abel Lescano.
Has an outside chance to get 4th in the Super. This horse at times has run some races that are okay and should benefit from pace.
You talk about pace, and Canarsie Kid the 4 is going to be part of that pace. Kendrick Carmouche's already won 3 this afternoon, teaming up with Mike Maselli.
Yeah, and this is a horse from Maselli, 7-year-old now, but does like Belmont, 2 for 7 with 2 seconds over the turf.
Too fast to pass, more pace here, and horse who has 1 win on the turf.
To show how much speed there is in the race, he might be the 4th fastest horse early, and that's amazing.
And yeah, he is very quick as well. Here's more speed. Tail of E Dubai for Michelle Nevin with Manny Franco.
I don't know if he's the fastest or not, but his turf races, he hasn't shown a lot of speed, except 1 race at Laurel. He showed a ton of speed, so he's sort of a question mark.
All-Star Red, Javier Castellano for Rudy Rodriguez.
I tell you what, the fast pace can only help him, and while his form is deteriorated, he's dropping, and he's run well on the turf of the past.
Here is the 10 Dance Track. His comeback race as a 6-year-old was a win for $25,000.
Yeah, maybe the blinkers has really helped him, and now he's going to start a fresh year off a layoff since April 28th.
Anytime, any place is the 8. And here's Jose Lezcano aboard for David Canizzo.
More speed, more speed. And this horse has got a couple decent turf races in his dropping for 25.
And Saratoga Heater on the outside. Rudy Rodriguez, Joel Rosario. He was just behind Dance Track last time out.
You know, he hadn't tried the turf in a long, long time, and they put it on the last time, and he ran okay. He really closed up nicely, but he needs pace in front of him.
7-1 on the board on Saratoga Heater. 4 minutes to post. Let's go downstairs to Maggie.
And joined by trainer Dave Canizzo, who will send out number 8 anytime, any place. But Dave, Father's Day weekend, and you have Miss Maddie to yourself.
Yeah, we're alone for the weekend. We're holding strong now. She enjoys time with Daddy, and we're looking to have a good Father's Day tomorrow.
She has a pony herself, too.
Yes, she does. We'll be riding tomorrow, that's for sure.
Excellent. Well, speaking of ponies, you'll send out anytime, any place here. Coming off a bit of a layoff, what can we expect from him?
He might need to race, but he'll show a little tactical speed, hopefully finish up. If he gets a little tired, it's a good starting point with him off this break, and hopefully we can go forward from here.
5.5 at Saratoga, I'm sure.
Yeah, that'd be a good spot for him.
And also, you'll send out Black Tide tomorrow in the poker. Kind of a spot just to get things going for him as well?
Yeah, the main goal is the West Point up there at Saratoga, so we need one more race really to tighten the screws. A horse like him, it's tough to get him fit training because he just lays it all down. Yeah. So the best way to get him going is just let him do his thing.
Excellent. Well, looking forward to it. I know that's Maddie's favorite horse too, right?
Yep. Who runs tomorrow? Black Tide?
Black Tide. She said it, guys. It's all about Black Tide. Dave, best of luck here and tomorrow.
Thank you.
Guys?
Maggie, thanks. Again, that's part of a tremendous field in the Grade 3 poker that we're going to have here on our show. Black Tide in some deep waters, but a 4-time winner on the turf here at Belmont for David Canizzo.
He's a very cool horse. I think David deserves a lot of credit for having the guts to just let his riders send him like that, and it's worked out really well for him.
Meanwhile,
which horse do you like better, Black Tie or Voodoo Song? I know you got to love
Voodoo Song. I love them both, but Voodoo Song is my favorite.
They're cool horses.
Yeah,
they're both very fun. Looking forward to seeing them tomorrow. Dance Track 2-1. Paul brought up a good point. You know, blinkers go on the last couple of starts for this horse. It definitely has run big races, and I think if he moves forward off what he did in that last race, he's going to be very difficult.
Well, he got ideal circumstances last time, so yeah, I mean, move forward. I don't know. He's going to get a great pace to run today, and I have no argument that he's one of the major players in here. I just think we're not focusing on some other horses that we should talk about. I mean, are we sure he's a better horse than the one, Our Independence? I mean, we haven't really talked about Our Independence, the one, if we could show him. The question with him is 6 furlongs. He's a 5.5 horse. He's never run 6 because this is really the only track where we consistently run 6 furlong turf sprints. But Imprimis, who have beaten him, we saw him on one of our shows over the winter. This is a really good turf sprinter, and he had a big trip last time. I think he takes advantage of pace, and I really think he has a chance.
He does. You know, the thing about the one, he sort of puts himself in the right position because he has tactical speed. Now, Claceris has him. He's good off the claim. You get Dylan Davis. Horse is fresh. Should be sharp. Doesn't need the lead, which not going to get the lead in this race, but I think can stay close. Listen, this horse is going to probably be in a very good spot. The thing about Our Independence, will he find room late? I think that will be his thing. If he can carve out a good trip, he's going to be rolling.
He can be anywhere. He's versatile.
Yes,
yeah,
he is.
But the other thing is, like, the 10 got a very good trip last night. Now, he may get another one today, but you can't just bank on short-priced horses getting good trips. They get in trouble sometimes. Sure. As much as I love Gary Gullo, his numbers off the claim on turf aren't sensational.
Here's a horse who's graded stakes place on dirt. He's been in Grade 1 company before. He's in the Grade 1 Carter, where he ran 4th, and then when Green Grotto shocked everybody and won it. 6-1 right now.
And clearly All-Star Red's form is deteriorated, but you go back to his 6 furlong turf sprint here last year. Loose in the Town, Vision Perfect, Big Rock, they're better horses than what he's running against here. And that was a very slow-paced race, and he's a deep closer. So he's going to get much more ideal circumstances. I don't know if he's got any form left for Rudy Rodriguez, but he could win this race.
He could. 5-star day. Wow. Son of 5-star day. You don't see those anymore.
What about Tale of E. Dubai? I mean, he feels like he could get burned up in the pace, but he's got major excuses in his other turf races. In his one turf sprint, he won. He ran well. I just think it's a deeper race than the 10, not to say he's not the horse to beat.
I agree. You know, the thing about the other horse that I like for the favorite, what about the 8? But they put him on turf, and his 2 turf races are good. Now they drop for 25?
I agree. I mean, he lost by a length and a half to Hoagie, who's a major graded stakes winner and a super turf sprinter, one of the better turf sprinters in the country. I mean, the problem with him is he's a speed, there's a lot of speed, but he's outside the other speed. So if he can rate a little bit and stalk, he can win. This is a fascinating race. I mean, Paul, you used how many horses in this race?
I used a ton. 5, 6.
Back class with a 7, back class with the 8. Recent good form with Dance Track was some back class himself. He's trying to go back-to-back as a 6-year-old now. Intriguing race to kick off the late pick 4. Dance Track now 8-5 on the board. Send it upstairs for the call. Start of the pick 4. Here's the voice of New York Racing, Larry Colmus.
And here's Saratoga Heater moving into the starting gate, completing the line. They are all in line. They're off. Anytime, any place, stumbled coming out of the gate. Canarsie Kid goes out to the lead. Too Fast to Pass came out running in second. Our Independence is third. Then Anytime, any place on the outside. Excluded is next. Alongside of Tale of E. Dubai, Dance Track is outside of them. 7 off the lead. Then Francis Freud, followed by Saratoga Heater. All-Star Red is the trailer racing for the far turn. It is Canarsie Kid up top, 21.86 the quarter. The lead is a half a length. And then it's Too Fast to Pass. Anytime, any place is circled up on the outside into contention. Our Independence is fourth on the inside. Excluded follows in fifth. Inside of tail of Dubai, who's coming 4 wide on the turn. Dance Track still about 6 lengths to make up, and then Francis Freud, and they're coming to the top at a stretch. Canarsie Kid, the leader. Canarsie Kid on top with Anytime, Any Place. A length behind, coming to the final furlong. Then to the outside, Our Independence. Dance Track is getting going behind them, and Excluded is there on the outside. Final 16th, here's Our Independence running by them all. And now Dance Track on the scene into second. Our Independence will win from Dance Track. Canarsie Kid is third, Excluded fourth, and 107.73.
I think
So.
Our Independence gets the win. Dylan Davis, Steve Klesaris off the claim, wins at 5-1 here.
And a very good ride by Dylan Davis. I mean, he was attending the pace, which ultimately came apart a bit, though maybe not as fast we thought it would be, Paul. And Dylan swung him out in the stretch, and he got the clean run, whereas the favorite, the runner-up, he didn't get the cleanest of runs.
Yeah, Dylan shut him off right at the right time. The 10 and the 1 were moving at the same time, and the rider on the 10, David Cohen, decided to go inside, but he had already got beaten to the spot, and the 1 got a great trip in here. So did the 2, who really didn't kick on, but it ends up running your second choice actually here above your favorite.
110, 4-2.
Well, we talked about it beforehand with the 10. They don't always get absolutely perfect trips, you know? And he didn't get he got a good trip, but not a perfect one.
I love, though, the fight that he showed. He had a couple of times where he had to try and find a lane, and he just never quit. He kept coming.
I got to give credit to the 4, Canarsie Kid. That horse hung around. Yeah. He was the only one that hung around.
The 8 stumbling at the start did change the complexion of the race a little bit. It may have even helped the winner and hurt the second horse.
5-1 on Our Independence. Again, 110, 4-2, and an upset to start off. The late pick 4. We're going to take a break in the action. We'll be back. More Belmont Park Live on the way next.
His record-breaking accomplishments on the racetrack paved his way here to the Stall of Legends. Now retired to stud, we welcome the dawning of a new era as this esteemed champion hopes to stake his claim to immortality. His blazing speed and striking good looks have been passed down to his remarkable first foals. Foals that will carry the flag of their famous father and one day hope to break records of their own. Medication-free and undefeated in sprint competition. Run happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Make Naira Bets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With Naira Bets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NairaBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Get a $200 new member sign-up bonus on NairaBets.com.
Back on Belmont Park Live, Our Independence wins for the 8th time on the turf. It does so at 5-1, return $13.60.
Yeah, congratulations to Dylan Davis. That's the son of Put It Back out of the Seattle Sleep Mare, Newcastle Lady. Congratulations to the breeder, Whitney Wheelock. And Steve owns a part of this horse, too, as well. That double comes back about $26.80. Not bad to start your pick 5, considering this horse was actually morning line second choice.
Dylan Davis on your winner. He's standing by with Maggie now.
And Dylan, the guys upstairs were commending you on your ride aboard our Independence, and it was a great ride. You just sat the pocket, and he was there for you when you called on him.
Of course, Maggie, but Steve did a great job shipping him up here. He was on point today, and we were in the one hole. We just wanted to break very sharp, and then a little bit of speed in front of us, just let him settle in, and he was on the bridle the whole way, but once I tipped him out, he knew what he had to do today.
And it seemed as though since he was coming out of those kind of 5 furlong races at Gulfstream, it actually gave him a little more speed, and there was no doubt about the 6.
Oh, no doubt. He ran his A game today.
And coming up in a little bit, you'll be aboard Cozy Spring in today's dance. And Renee, other speed in the race. Do you feel as though she is a filly that absolutely needs the lead, or can she sit behind it?
Well, we've been riding her on the lead, but we did also win off the lead also. But I feel like we're the main speed. We're just going to come out running today, and if there's someone that wants to go a little more crazier than us, we'll just sit right off it. But the main thing is I want her to get into her pace, which is pretty fast. But she's very comfortable at that top speed, so we're just going to figure it out from there.
All right, looking forward to it. Dylan, congrats and good luck.
Thank you, Meg.
Okay, Greg, looking forward to that dance and Renee, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the complexion of that race completely changed. Was still there out of that race. Good chance Dylan Davis can completely control things on the front end. Is the horse good enough, though?
That's the question. But
that is always the question. Are you
but going to be in
good
front?
enough?
But going to be in front.
Yeah, I don't know what. That's a very tricky race. I just wonder if the end of the day is good enough to wire that field.
Yeah, right.
But good.
Race 8. Mile on the turf. Entry level allowance coming up at 6-5 right now on Catch a Cab, trying to win 4 in a row. Jose Lezcano will be aboard from Marcassi. We're going to take a break. We're going to talk Churchill Downs tonight and all stakes pick 4 world approval in the Wise Dan and backyard heaven. Trying to keep on rolling for Chad Brown and the Grade 1 Stephen Foster. We'll be back.
Make NyraBets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With NyraBets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NyraBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. NyraBets, racing's best play.
This proven son of Giants Causeway has sired 4 millionaires, including Claiborne Farm stallion Lee. Recent top runners include 4-time graded stakes winner Miss Sky Warrior, 3-time graded stakes winner Sharp Samurai, multiple stakes winner Bal Harbor, and Dubai Group 3 winner Shamal Nibras. Last year, his 2-year-old sold up to $540,000, while his yearlings fetched up to a whopping $575,000. First Samurai, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Back on Belmont Park Live, 13th Triple Crown winner in history, getting ready for a little celebration tonight at Churchill Downs. Under the lights, going to be paraded during the third race from around 6:45 to 7:15 Eastern time. Fans can come out and see a horse who made history. Just the second ever undefeated Triple Crown winner. This is from our own Gabby Gaudette's. Caught Justified taking a spin around the Churchill Downs track earlier this morning. Gabby says bucking, kicking, and feeling extra sharp today. Where, oh where will he run next? We cannot wait to find out.
He might want to run every week, that horse. I mean, it's remarkable. He just...
And didn't lose any weight after going through what he went through. It's incredible.
You almost wonder if Bob Ever's thinking, I need to run him more and not less, because it's remarkable.
It really is, and like you said, like he's getting bigger and stronger, and like with a little bit more rest. I mean, how much more could Bob be able to do with him could be scary, and it's going to be exciting where he goes next and what they have planned out before he goes to stud.
Big night tonight, not just Justify, of course, so many great races, including the Stephen Foster and All Stakes Pick 4. And the stakes filled night card. How about a 10% winner's bonus for you when you play your Pick 4s through the NYRA Bets app? The card starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. 4 Pick 4s on the card. So download the NYRA Bets Now app in the App Store or go to nyrabets.com and get those Pick 4s in. China Horse Club Silks got to wear. Put their silks on Justify for the third and final leg of the Triple Crown, and going to be standing up there for a little while now after making history. Wise Dan Stakes kicks off that all-stakes Pick 4. Tonight happens at 8:30 Eastern time, Andy. And what'd you think about this first leg of this all-stakes Pick 4?
Obviously, World Approval's the horse to beat, but I just don't like short-priced horses that were very good coming off inexplicably poor efforts. And I'm going to use 4 horses in my Pick 4 here. I think Divisadero, I think Inspector Lindley, I even think Mr. Misunderstood has a chance in here. They got to beat World Approval, but this race is more competitive, I think. I don't know about you, Paul, but I thought this race was more competitive than just World Approval.
Yeah, I mean, listen, World Approval, that clunker does put something in the back of your head, and you're wondering, should I single? I think a lot of people would have singled if they draw a line through, but it's a tough call.
Fleur de Lis, leg 2, grade 2, mile and an eighth in here. We've talked a lot about Blue Prize over the last few days here. A win in 2 seconds and 3 tries on this Churchill surface.
Listen, Nacho Correa's done a great job with this this daughter of Pure Prize. And listen, 4 for 13 lifetime and likes Churchill Downs. But when you look at the 2 Mopetism, I mean, listen, the Unique Bella, you can argue, is the best, filly or mare in the country. Been behind that horse. The California horses, when they ship into Churchill, they do well. Andy, I know you liked it too. I think she's got a big shot.
How do you make a horse that was recently favored in a grade 1 in California 8-1 in this race? She's not going to be 8-1. She might be favored.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, grade 1, Stephen Foster. And early on, we'll see who kind of takes command, at least on this side of the country, of the handicap division. Backyard Heaven has reeled off 3 in a row for Chad Brown and proved he could handle the step up into graded stakes last start.
Why are you supposed to be against this horse? I mean, he just seems like he's getting better and better, and maybe the favorite for the Whitney comes out of this race with West Coast on the shelf. He's the one to beat, but I do think Mopetism stablemate Pavel has a chance.
Yeah, I would think so too. Honorable Duty gets a little star because I like that last win.
I like Honorable Duty a lot in this spot.
Really?
Loves Churchill Downs, 6-1 morning line. Let's not forget Irish War Cry 2 in this race as well. It seems like no one's talking about this horse, but big performance.
He's going to try to win a grade 1. He's got to run back-to-back. He's just had trouble putting back-to-back races together, Irish War Cry. Isn't that his biggest problem?
No, that is his biggest problem. But I think the one thing they have found, he needs a lead, and he's a horse that has to go to the front end. And that's going to happen. I think they finally found his running style.
He's going to outrun Uncle Mojo
for
Todd
key.
Fletcher.
I don't think it's going to happen.
With Patch in the race, it ain't happening.
And Pavel's pretty quick.
The good news, if you do wind up getting to the grade 3 regret, not too tough a race.
Wow. Listen, when I look through this race, okay, I like the 11 romantic moment at 11-1. I'll tell you why. First 2 races were on the dirt at 5.5 and 7 furlongs. Usually Shug McGahee goes like a process. He went to 1.1 miles on the turf. Boom, win. You threw turf, you threw 2 turns, you threw 1.1 miles at this horse, and she conquered it. Then you went to Keeneland on a yielding racetrack, and she conquered that too at 1.1 miles. I think 8-1 is great value on that filly.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll get it. This is such a hard race.
Yeah.
I narrowed it down to 8. 8 of them.
It's tough.
I wouldn't feel safe with 8.
It's a crazy competitive race.
Great race, great field. And here's Andy's pick 4.
I'm going to use 4s. I said to start it out. I'm going to single Mopetism, who I like. I'm going to use Pavel along with the favorite Backyard Heaven and spread to the moon the last race. If I get a live, I'll hedge the other 5. Greg, what do you think?
You told Graham Motion you're not using Irish War Cry?
I think Graham will get over it. I think he's done very well with horses I have not picked, including last week's Manhattan winner and last year's Manhattan winner. Right.
That comes up tonight, a very affordable ticket. We're going to check in now with Maggie Wolfendale.
Yes, looking forward to that Stephen Foster card as this race here, it's race number 8, as we'll take a look at number 2, who will be your inside runner, Cullen Rock, for trainer Barkley Tagg. And he's just kind of taken a next step forward, even from that last race back on April 14th at Aqueduct. He's filled out a bit more behind. He's showing a bit more energy than I've seen from him in the past. And 2, I do like that one-turn mile, it's a one-turn mile theoretically here at Belmont. A little bit of a dog leg, I should say. But I just feel as though that distance, the flat mile, suits him best, given his physical makeup as he gets back to it here today. Moving on to number 6 slot, who will try the turf for the first time. He is a son of Candy Ride. They handle it just fine. And the dam won 1 race over the surface. Looking at him, he's not screaming it, to be honest. But what I will say in his favor, in a way, in a kind of convoluted way, is that thinking about him when I had seen him last year as a 2-year-old, he really hasn't gone forward that much. And sometimes when horses do that, a move to a surface that's a little bit more forgiving, not as taxing as the dirt, it'll help them. He looks fit. He looks good here for Todd Pletcher, and he was a little bit wound up before they saddled him, and actually since they put the tack on, he chilled out a little bit, which is a good sign. I like that as well. So he's a bit of a wild card. I can't say I'm totally for him or totally against him here. As we'll move on to number 9, Hello Holiday, who is a huge price in here, and as he should be. I mean, I can't really recommend him on his 2 efforts for the Phil Serpy barn. But before that, when he was going out for very dangerous Mike Hushin, now retired, his races were okay. He ran some decent efforts, granted, going back to last year. And just from 3 to 4, this horse has really done well physically. His coat is better than I had ever seen it. His muscle mass is better. He is getting a little wound up here, which isn't totally out of character. I've seen him do it in the past, just hoping that given the layoff, he doesn't expend too much prior to going in the starting stalls. Greg?
Maggie, thank you. That Paddock Report brought to you by Hillendale Farm, standing Curlin for $150,000. There is a look at Catch a Cab trying to win 4 in a row and going to do it with a new jockey on board today. Jose Ortiz had been on board for the last 2. Irad Ortiz Jr. before that. Today it's Jose Lezcano.
Well, I'm assuming that Jose and Irad Ortiz have already left for a plane to get to Churchill Downs, which is why Jose's on him. And Jose's ridden well. He's in great form. He could win this race. I'm not knocking him. Last time was the time to have him, though, against Weaker at 6-1 when he got an absolutely perfect trip and setup.
I agree with that part of it. The part of it that stinks is when it's hard to go against a horse that's in such great form.
And I mean, it seems is getting better each of those wins. He's getting running stronger races.
I even remember you saying down the stretch, oh my God, this horse is going to win again last time.
Yeah, I just think the 7 is a much better price, and he's been good form too.
Yeah.
10 minutes to post in race 8. You can bet this race by getting signed up and started with Naira Bets. $200 sign-up bonus for new members. You got to use the promo code LIVE to take advantage. Go to nairabets.com. We'll be back.
Turning for home in front. Coast of New York on the outside. California Chrome in third. Shared Belief laboring back there in fifth. 1 furlong to run. Bayern, Coast of New York. California Chrome on the outside. The 3 of them come to the wire. Bayern, Coast of New York. California Chrome. Here's the finish.
Back on Belmont Park Live. Wait for it. Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Miracles never cease.
Mitch Levitas, actually, our producer. That's what he does when he's not here.
And then it went back to being a statue for the next 100 years.
We should go to the Met. We should have like a Monday or Tuesday outing at the Metropolitan Museum.
You see what that sign says? We come in peace, serenity.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I'm happy to go.
I
love the Impressionist wing
You
upstairs.
down for moving statues? I like it.
You know what? You go to art museums in New York, that's where people would recognize us from the show. Because like MoMA, that's where people, their art, they're into the races too.
We made a trip to a museum last summer. Do you remember?
Last summer?
You don't remember?
No.
Wow, it's so memorable for you, huh?
Where did we go?
That was a perplexed look, Andy.
Where did we go? I went to the Clark with my mother in Williamstown.
Unreal.
Were you coming along?
Post-parade coming up for the 8th here, and we're going to kick off with Coolin' Rock. I had a good time. Dylan Davis, Barkley Tag team up.
Good. Kudos on you. That was a good one, Wolfie. This horse got a shot, I thought. I can't believe this horse is 10-1 with Dylan looking for back-to-back wins.
Here's Lunaire, trained by Tom Albertrani. Javier Castellano rides.
He's a major player stretching out to a mile in this race. The problem is 1 for 16 with 6 seconds and thirds.
Can catch a cab, make it 4 in a row for Mark Cassie.
Yeah, and Gary Barber. You know, they stuck blinkers on this Son of Proud Citizen, and it's completely changed him.
Maybe the X factor in the race. What do you do with Max Velocity? State's debut for Robert Falcone.
Also, turf debut. Private purchase by E5 Racing, the connections that own Good Magic.
Bob Edwards and his family slot the 6. Manny Franco and Todd Pletcher, first time on turf.
He finally got that win when he took the blinkers off, but wow, it was struggle to get the job done. I think this horse is a toss. I don't like the way he moves.
This horse ran big last out for 59 winners of 3 on the turf. A win for Robertino Diodoro.
Campagno, the 7. He faced weaker last time, but he ran, and I don't think he should be dismissed. He's a big price.
Here's the 9. Hello Holiday. Pablo Fragoso aboard for Phil Serpi.
You know, he was okay last year, and his form is completely dissipated. He looks like a long shot to me.
Fire on Fire. He's coming off a win at Gulfstream last start for Reed Nagel.
Yeah, he owns this one, too. Bravo will be aboard. That wasn't a bad win, but this horse has got to improve a little bit.
The hot hand today, Kendrick Carmouche. He's already won 3.
His speed gives him a chance here. He could be well-placed tactically.
And the 12, the JY. I like him a little, guys. Junior Alvarado, Mark Hennig.
Well, he's the horse for course, right? 3 out of the 4 wins here. He does draw the 12 hole, and he's coming off a W.
Getting close. We're 5 minutes to post coming up. What about more on the 5 Max Velocity? Let's learn more about him. Maggie Wolfendale standing by with his trainer.
We're going to try to do just that, Greg, as I am standing by with Rob Falcone, who will send out Max Velocity. New face, an Irish-bred horse. Your first time running him here in the States. What can you tell us about him? What have you learned about him?
He came over well. He shipped over well from overseas, and he took a little bit while to get adjusted to the new, it's completely different over here for them compared to what they're used to. But he's taken a good approach to it, and so far he's handling everything well.
And is this kind of a starting point for him? Obviously, he comes off a little bit of a layoff, first-time Lasix. Is this a stepping stone, or do you feel as though he could be ready to fire his best shot?
I think it is a stepping stone. It definitely wouldn't surprise me if he did fire a huge race, but I would like to use it as a stepping stone.
And second horse for E5 Thoroughbreds, very high-profile connections who have had monumental success in their short time. But talk a little bit about your relationship with them.
Yeah, I met Bob Edwards last year, and he's just a great person. He's great for the game, and he's someone you want to see a lot more of in this game, and I'm just happy I got a shot.
Well, best of luck, and wishing you all the luck. Thanks for talking to us, Rob.
Thank you.
All right, Greg.
Maggie, thank you. So 9-1 on the board. Max Velocity. Joel Rosario will be in the irons.
It's a total wild card in this race. It's interesting that his connections only ran him on synthetic over in Europe. I don't know what that means exactly. He gets Lasix. Bob Edwards, E5 Racing, they do very well. I couldn't bet him, but I don't know. He's a wild card.
The horse is a maiden, basically. He's never crossed the wire first. In the
but
race,
he got interfered with last time. He would have won. If he didn't get it foul last time, he would have won.
The worry that you have is the purses. They're $15,000 purses. Does he belong in this type of group?
Where is Dundake in your? I like this one. You and me. Sorry, you and me, we both like Coolin' Rock. With Coolin' Rock, the 2, I think the concern is obviously his last race. He ran very poorly. Maybe he didn't ship well from Florida. He has worked well recently, Barley Tag. Before that, I think all his races make him a major contender.
100%. I like the race the work two back. That's tipping the hand for me. Barkley doesn't work him that fast. He usually just gives him strong gallops. But when he does work him that fast, then they come back with that 50 work. I love that. I think this horse is prime and ready.
Clearly, Paul does not remember Funny Side working 57 before the Belmont.
Well, he was a different kind.
Lunaire, this horse right here, he faced Coolin Rock 2 starts back. He was second, beat a neck with a troubled trip. What'd you make of the matchup between those two that day?
I think that they're both very close. Obviously, Lunaire finished ahead of Coolin Rock. I think Lunaire is a major player here. I just don't like 1 for 16 horses, but he's 6 to 1. That's a big price.
You know, Albatroni has tinkered with this horse going a mile and eighth, a mile, then cut him back to 7.5 and then 6, and it didn't work. Maybe this 1-turn mile is what he wants, but when you look, he's run okay. Tough read. He's really tough read, the 3.
Meanwhile, everyone trying to end the win streak of this horse. Can catch a cab, make it 4 in a row. Let's go downstairs to Maggie.
Yeah, that would include me with Catch a Cab. I feel as though the clock may have struck 12 here with this runner, guys. Going back to his 3 previous efforts this year, he just displayed a lot more energy, had a lot more kind of muscle mass and flesh to him, and furthermore, stepping outside of New York Bred Company for the first time doesn't quite match up with the rest of these guys in here. So I am dubious of this horse running back and keeping the streak going, especially at 2 to 1. Now, as far as horses that look the best, I did pick Coolin Rock in here, but kind of split between him and Campagno, who, yes, got a beautiful ride by David Cohen last time out to take things down, but he looks as though he's thriving. I mean, he just emerged out of that race looking just as good, if not better. We'll see if he can run back to that. Obviously facing a little tougher company as he's stepping out of that condition race. Greg?
All right, Maggie, thank you. So 6 to 1, but you got to like what you saw from that effort from him last time out, and a nice price right now, too.
I think this race, just like the last race and the race today, they're really much more open races than just a heavy favorite. And I think that's one of the things we have so much of at Belmont Park, especially with the turf races. You get big fields, and a lot of horses are good enough to win them.
They really are. I mean, like, if the 7 runs the last race that he ran, he wins. I mean, he wins.
Certainly a big-time player.
Or he's right there at the wire with the 4's best race. So, and, you know, Catch a Cab, listen, is the horse to beat. He's a young horse at 4 that's improving. The blinkers have helped him, and obviously the turf has helped him when he's put the blinkers on, and so has Mark Casse. But he is wheeling back pretty quickly off his best race.
Hot Pink Silks of Gary Barber. Jose Lezcano putting him on today for trainer Mark Casse. And trying to win 4 in a row here in the going, definitely getting steeper here for him this afternoon. And Maggie not loving the way that he looked here warming up.
She's been good. I mean, the JY, the 12, 8 to 1, I don't get it. I know that Andy's not a fan, but the 2 and the 8 should not be 9 and 8 to 1. They both should be like 5 to 1.
If you don't like Catch a Cab, whoever you're betting, you're getting a good price. I mean,
great value, right?
The 6 horse who Slot, how is he the second choice?
I'm
Slot?
with you on there. I can't.
He's not even very good on the dirt. I mean, he'd have to improve 5 lengths on the turf to beat any number of horse in here. I know he's the main speed, but he doesn't even have any real turf pedigree. Wow, what a bad second choice.
They're looking at that bullet work on the turf. That's what
they're looking at Todd Pletcher, too.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the 5, Max Velocity, the state's debuter here, having a little issues getting into the gate. Starting coup doing a good job getting him loaded in, and they have got him in.
A lot of Europeans break slowly their first time in the country. Happens all the time.
Yeah, it does.
2 to 1 favorite, Catch a Cab, the 4 horse, trying to make it 4 in a row. Let's go upstairs to Larry Colmus for the call.
They're off. Slot comes out well. On the outside, it's Hello Holiday. Fire on Fire is close up too. And on the outside comes Hembry as they head up to the backstretch. And then the JY, who's about 5 lengths from the front. Campagno was next by another 3.5. Then Max Velocity, Lunaire, Catch a Cab on the outside. And Coolin Rock is last as they run up the backstretch, headed by Hello Holiday, who leads them 1.5 lengths. Hembry is second through a 22.94 quarter. And then it's Slot on the inside of Fire on Fire. The JY is outside of those two. Campagno tucked in behind them 5 lengths from the front. Then Max Velocity, Lunaire, Catch a Cab on the outside. And last of them all is Coolin Rock, who's 10 lengths from front running Hello Holiday, a 50 to 1 long shot who has gone a 45.47 half mile and heads around the turn in the clear from Hembry. On the outside comes Fire on Fire in third. Then Slot to the inside. Lunaire and Catch a Cab are coming wide. Moving up alongside of the JY. Then Campagno to the inside. Culin Rock. And last of them all is Max Velocity. It is still Hello Holiday coming to the top of the stretch in front. Still a 2-length lead here. Lunaire is closing down the center along with Hembry. Hembry now to the front. Lunaire on the outside into second. That's all for Hello Holiday. The JY is there on the far outside. It is now Hembry in front. Hembry to the final 16th in the clear. And Hembry and Kendrick Carmouche will do it. 4 for Kendrick today. Lunaire was second, the JY third. It's close for fourth. The final time was 1 minute 32.55 seconds.
I used the source.
4 today for Kendrick Carmouche. 14-1. Teams up with Mike Maker.
This turf course have gotten extremely firm with the warm weather and lack of rain around here. And you got to give him credit because he was chasing a very fast pace from the long shot that collapsed in here. The whole field was coming the stretch, but not getting Hembry.
1:32.2.
Yeah, you know what? I always go back and I always try to tell people that are handicappers, new handicappers, go back and see why did this horse win. I cannot believe I missed this. I love the claim back. If you look, Mike Maker got this horse claimed for $50,000 and claimed them back for $50,000.
If you look at the 2 races that Mike Maker had him for, and this was something we discussed this morning, he actually ran okay in them. Once he lost to a heavy favorite from Todd Fletcher, Hieroglyphics, and the next time out, he finished second, and I'm not complaining. I bet the winner, he got a horrendous ride.
What a day for Kendrick Carmouche. 4 on the afternoon form. We got a photo for place, by the way, in this race, but it is Embry at 14-1. We're going to take a break. Our feature race, the Dancing Renee, is up next when we return.
This successful son of AP Indy has sired 6 millionaires, including 2017 Eclipse champion 3-year-old West Coast. A dominant winner of the Grade 1 Travers and Pennsylvania Derby, West Coast also placed in the Breeders' Cup Classic and was runner-up in the $16 million Pegasus World Cup. In the sales ring, juveniles by Flatter brought up to $600,000, and his yearlings sold up to $460,000. Flatter, standing at Claiborne Farm.
For today for Kendrick Carmouche. He's living in the winner's circle on this Saturday afternoon. Embry gets the win 14-1 here in race 8.
The Golden Sombrero is what you get when you get the 4. The son, the proud citizen out of the Langfure mare, Nakatrina. Congratulations to 3 Diamond Farms, who buys a lot of horses and claims a lot of horses for Mike Maker. And a heady claim back here, Andy. And listen, this horse
was much the best. This
It
horse
was.
ran extremely
He
well.
was.
A 10 at a fast pace, and he dominated. It's not like he got lucky to hold on. I mean, he won by what, two and a half lengths?
Tough luck horse too on the turf. They tried to get this horse back on the turf last start, washed off the turf, 6 seconds in 11 starts on the grass. Now gets just his second win on the turf.
And Lunaire finished where he likes to finish, right? Second.
Yeah.
He's a good horse. He just doesn't seal the deal.
Feature race is coming up next. It is the 6th running of the Dancin' Renee, 6 furlongs. And Holiday Disguise, 6-5 favorite. She's 6 for 9 lifetime. This will be her 3rd race in 5 weeks for Linda Rice. We'll talk more about her chances when we come back. She is the one to beat in our feature coming up next here on Belmont Park Live.
Make Naira Bets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With Naira Bets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NairaBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Naira Bets, racing's best play.
His record-breaking accomplishments on the racetrack paved his way here to the Stall of Legends. Now retired to stud, we welcome the dawning of a new era as this esteemed champion hopes to stake his claim to immortality. His blazing speed and striking good looks have been passed down to his remarkable first foals. Foals that will carry the flag of their famous father and one day hope to break records of their own. Medication-free and undefeated in sprint competition. Run happy, standing at Claiborne Farm.
I am Joel Rosario.
Is coming with giant strides in the center of the track.
I am a jockey. Growing up in the Dominican Republic, since I was a little kid, I don't know much, before about horse racing. First one is when I started, when I was an apprentice. I have a record of more than a professional jockey. Winning my first race, I started winning right away a lot of races, and I was leading right after that, like four years in the Dominican Republic. It was hard, in the beginning for a little bit. So I came here, nobody knew who I was, and came over here, and then, a lot of people, they don't know they have a horse racing in the Dominican Republic. I remember he was one of the favorite. I know the horses have a good chance to probably to win the race, but you never know until you go and run and try.
Gates fly. They're racing in the Dubai World Cup. The Animal Kingdom out wide.
That was a very good experience for me.
Animal Kingdom leads. Animal Kingdom 3 lengths in front of Red Cadeau, and Animal Kingdom wins the Dubai World Cup in a US-Australia combination.
Coming from Dubai, like it was like a month after that, then I remember I was doing very well in Keeneland. I win the meet, and then I went to the Derby where the horse who has the chance to win the race too.
Orb is coming with giant strides in the center of the track.
It was a very special moment.
Down to the wire. Orb has won the Kentucky Derby.
I went in the Dubai World Cup and winning the Kentucky Derby after that in less than 2 months. Just amazing feeling, and just everything changed, you know what I mean? And then just my kid to see, oh, my daddy win the Kentucky Derby, very emotional, you know. Dominican Republic, everybody want to play baseball. I think after winning the Kentucky Derby, a lot of people know more about horse racing. You know, even the president of the Dominican Republic congratulated me, you know, like I'm a jockey, so I want to the people know, you know, about the horse racing too, and then how it is, and you know, it's a great sport. And I was the first Dominican jockey to win the Kentucky Derby, so it was even more special for me.
Tremendous rider, Joel Rosario. He's won a Kentucky Derby, as we showed you right there, and right now at the meets, he is one of the top on the board there. Of course, the Ortiz brothers running away with this thing, but Joel Rosario with 20 victories. He's not going to have a chance next week to add a lot to that total, because he is going to be donning a top hat and coattails as he's going to Royal Ascot, and he has a busy week riding a lot of horses for Wesley Ward. Maggie Wolfendale had a chance to catch up with him earlier today and talk about the trip he is making overseas.
Counting down the days to the Royal Ascot meeting, which begins this Tuesday, and joined by Joel Rosario. Joel, it looks as though you have a plethora of rides, but it's not your first time over in the UK for the Royal Ascot meeting. Going back to 2013, actually picked up your first winner for Wesley Ward.
Yeah, that's right. You know, very exciting to go back there, and we looking for see if we can find another winner since 2013. We're in 2018 now, so it's a little mystical, right?
You had a little drought, but that was no nay never. Obviously, Wesley has numerous amounts of success over there. And you're also riding a nice horse for him, Bound for Nowhere.
Yes, actually, Wesley, he gave me always a lot of opportunity, and just really happy to go there and ride it for him. So we appreciate always, his support.
You'll see the different strips of ground, whether it's on the stand side or towards the inside there. It depends, and it'll change daily as to where the best footing is.
Yes, it is, like inside or outside, or, how, your position early, where you want to start making your move, or where you want to be, going, slowing down so you can finish up and stuff like that. Just, just need to know how the other riders ride too. So it's a lot of, stuff that you need to know, because it's a little different than here.
Well, we're going to keep our eyes, obviously, on what happens at Royal Ascot. Wesley Ward is stacked with horses, and Joel's going to be very busy.
I'll be rooting for Joel. I love Joel's a great guy. He's a terrific rider. He takes a lot of heat sometimes, and sometimes he asks for it a little bit, but he's overall just a sensational rider and a terrific person.
What makes him a perfect combination is that Joel can finish with the best of anybody. I mean, he reminds me, rest in peace to Garrett Gomez, of how he could finish. And Wesley's horses are so fast out of the gate, they're like a perfect combination. And when they team up, they're dangerous.
A very strong rider.
Yeah. In this race coming up, he's going to be on board a long shot in here, bluegrass flag for trainer Tom Morley, and tackling some very difficult runners in this group. We'll see if Joel can try and make a difference, though, on this big long shot, currently at 18-1 or 17-1 on the board. But obviously, this race goes through Holiday Disguise. 6 for 9 lifetime, 3 for 4 at Belmont, and coming off a win in the Critical Eye, and beat a very good runner by the name of Highway Star in that race.
I think if you're looking for an Achilles heel, because the positives are that she's the most accomplished horse, and she's just been in terrific form for Linda Rice, the Achilles heel, Paul, is that 6 furlongs a little shorter than her best distance.
Yeah, that's true. And I think the other worry is, did Highway Star take some steam out of her? Because this was only off 2 weeks. She had come off a 16-day layoff and just had to battle and battle and battle to basically win the bob of this race. I mean, nobody should have lost this race. Both of these fillies ran unbelievable. Is she going to bounce it all? She's had time. I get it. But at 3-5, will she still go backwards and still can win this race?
No. I mean, her speed figures are not overwhelmingly fast. I think the biggest question in this race is, will a horse like Absolutely or the number 7 or the 3 Pico Uno show up with a good effort? Because they have good efforts that can beat the favorite, but they're pretty inconsistent and their recent form is questionable.
Time for a Paddock report. We're going to check in with Maggie Wolfendale. It's brought to you by Hillendale Farm, Standing Curlin for $150,000.
Dance and Renee Field getting saddled here in the paddock as we'll check in with your overwhelming favorite. That is number 5, Holiday Disguise. In the face of her main rival last time in Highway Star, I much preferred Highway Star because Holiday Disguise was actually losing her mind a little bit when she was getting sad, and I just didn't love that about her. Now, that was going a mile. Now she's turning back to 6 furlongs. And she's a lot more quiet. I don't know how to read this filly. I thought I had a good read on her, and then she completely proved me wrong last time out. I would agree with Andy in that I'm not sure if 6 furlongs is her best distance, given the fact that she's actually more quiet for this than she was the mile. So, like I said, I don't know how to read her, but she is definitely the horse to beat here, at least on paper. Moving on to number 7, Absolutely, who returns off of a layoff. I think she looks fit. I think she looks ready to go. She looks fantastic here from what I've seen from her in the past, relatively speaking. She's nice, calm, cool, and collected. Looks as though, to me, with a break, though she hasn't missed a beat, doesn't look like it's been since January since she's run. So I think Absolutely could be very dangerous here, though Charlie Baker will send out another runner in Cozy Spring, who is awfully sharp here, guys.
A little bit like the Triple Crown here. It's her 3rd race in 5 weeks, and Absolutely's kind of sat out, waited, and now she's coming in to take her on fresh.
Very good analogy, Greg.
Absolutely.
$200 sign-up bonus. Use the promo code LIVE to take advantage. You get $200 in your account. Go to NyraBets.com. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. With Nyra Bets, we've got the feature coming up in 10 minutes. We'll be back.
Switches back to the outside. Exaggerator down to the 16th pole, but Exaggerator has turned the tables. He has won the Preakness. He has won the Travers over American Flag. Irish War Cry has won the Wood Memorial. Alice.
Good Magic's gonna win his first race, and he's gonna do it in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile.
Make Nyra Bets your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With Nyra Bets, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NyraBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Get a $200 new member sign-up bonus on NyraBets.com.
Back on Belmont Park Live, Joe Bravo, Absolutely. Talking things over with Charlie Baker. 5-1 coming in fresh. Last time this 5-year-old mare was on the racetrack back on January 19th.
I mean, Absolutely's just a funny horse. When she runs her good race, she can win this. But, man, the last 2 races back in January, December, not good.
How about this? Naira Betts late pick 5, follow along, 90,000 plus in the pool. $13 horse and a $31 horse already.
Yeah, listen, Missile Bomb, I say this all the time. I get the horse was the favorite, but a lot of people do not love singling the favorite to start those kind of wagers. So you'll get a little bit more value. You beat the 5 here, and you don't have the 5, and you're going on to the last leg, you're going to be looking at nice will pays. But wouldn't you think that the 5 was probably most singled in this sequence?
Oh, without question.
In this
without
typical
question.
sequence, no question about it. And I'll tell you something. The pick 6, which there was a carryover today going into today, that could be hanging the ballast, especially if the favorite loses here.
We'll see how this plays out shortly. You guys mentioned 6 furlongs, maybe not our best. Also, the 3 races now in 5 weeks. We shall see. Junior Alvarado on board for Linda Rice.
Maybe that's the thinking behind Linda. Oh, I don't have to go 6 furlongs. You know, maybe I
think with Linda Rice in general as a trainer, you want her when she's aggressive. And I don't think that Linda Rice is looking to run horses 3 times in a month unless they're doing very, very well. And she knows that 6 furlongs might be a little short for her. So I don't think she would run this horse unless she was very confident that she was doing well.
I think she's seeing that $125,000 purse.
This, too, is a dangerous, especially with the 4 being out.
Unless the 1
Cozy
goes,
Spring.
right?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, though. And she could be the controlling speed, though. I'm wondering if Bluegrass Flag is going to get an aggressive ride from Joel Rosario. Is Cozy Spring really good enough?
That's what we don't know, right?
That's what we don't know.
That's what we're going to find out. I
4
like
for
2
9
shortening up, though, right?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And she's at least in good form, unlike the 3 and 7. We have no idea if they're in any kind of form at all.
Here is Bluegrass Flag. Tom Morley, Joel Rosario team up.
I'll tell you something. The Bluegrass Flag of 2017, she might be the co-favorite in this race, but she has yet to get back to that form this year.
16-1. Here's a 3 Pico Uno for Jason Service. Manny Franco rides.
Jason Service having a sensational meet. She's got 2 to 3 races that can win this. Her last 2 in April and February cannot.
5-1 on the board. Coming out of the Grade 3 Distaff last time out. Here's the big favorite, Holiday Disguise, Lady Sheila Stable Silks for Linda Rice with Junior Alvarado.
Lady Sheila and Linda Rice have teamed up for some of the best New York bred fillies running over the last 5 years, and Holiday Disguise is throwing her hat in the ring.
Here's the 6 Bobby's Song. Kendrick Carmouche on board. He's got 4 already today, teaming up with Silvio Martin.
Yeah, this one looking for a 5-bagger. Son of Shanghai Bobby, or daughter of Shanghai Bobby, excuse me.
And my apologies, rider change there.
Yeah, Jorge Panajo, right? That's what I had. Okay.
Absolutely, the 7, 5-1. Joe Bravo for Charlie Baker.
She's kept good company. She has some good race in her resume, but she also hasn't run in over 5 months.
5-1 there on the outside. And here's the speedster Cozy Spring, Dylan Davis, Charlie Baker.
You make a good point, Greg. If this horse can get to the far turn in front, she gets tough. But she gets headed, she sort of collapses.
I have a question for you. How is Bobby's Song, the 6, a shorter price than the 1 Bluegrass Flag?
New face, I guess.
Off a maiden win with that gaudy 68 buyer.
I don't
she looks
get it.
140,000 to 1 in here.
She is a New York bred, though.
Meanwhile, you talked about some nice fillies and mares these connections have had. We've seen these silks quite a bit with Lady Sheila Stable, Linda Rice teaming up, and they have another good one here.
Yeah, I mean, La Verdad's sister, who is also very good, but Holiday Disguise. And what can you say? She's got 9 starts. The only time she didn't hit the board was in her debut. Since her debut, she's got 6 wins, a 2nd and a 3rd, and 8 starts. I mean, not only does she show up every time, she wins.
It's true. It's true. The thing that you can knock against her is that the horses that they're betting in here, the 2, 3, and 7, the 2's had 1 race since October, fresh. The 3 hasn't run since April, fresh. The 7 hasn't run since January, fresh. 5's been running a lot. So what gives?
Yeah.
Is it going to be the 5 with a lot of the bottom, or is one of the fresh horses going to really challenge her today?
And you made an interesting point, too, that last race. I mean, that battling the way she did with Highway Star, who is really talented, that might take something out of you.
Well, Highway Star came back and finished 2nd in the Bed of Roses last week, so that was last week.
Well, she did come back.
She did, yeah.
Here's Cozy Spring. likely to be controlling pace here. Does not have to go as far as she did last time out. Second off the bench. There's some positives.
Well, unlike, as we were saying, the 3 and 7, Pico Uno and Absolutely, she has recency. So while she may not necessarily be good enough to win, she is the controlling speed if the 1 doesn't go. And I'm very interested to see what Bluegrass Flag does in this race. And unlike the 3 and 7, we know she's in recent good form off a recent effort.
9-2 with Dylan Davis on board, the other Charlie Baker horse in this race, and she's a 3-time winner on this track here at Belmont. We're going to go downstairs to Maggie.
Guys, you kind of gave me a nice setup there in your discussion with Holiday Disguise. I honestly don't know what to think of her. I didn't like the way she was acting before her race last time out in the critical eye. And then today, she's the complete opposite. As you were saying, Greg, that was a pretty tough battle down the stretch. And yes, Highway Star, she came back to run very well in less amount of time. But the Holiday Star I saw relative to the Holiday Disguise that I'm seeing here, wow, I'm getting their names a little bit muddled. But what I'm saying is that Highway Star, it didn't look as though it took anything out of her when I saw her last week. Holiday Skies, it almost does. I'm not saying she can't win. It's just an observation that I'm picking up from her. Junior Alvarado has taken her away from the pony, and she's just doing a really mild canter out there. One that got a good warm-up, though, is number 3, Pico Uno for Jason Service. She's kind of one that in 2018, she hasn't been as good. She got pretty good there in 2017 in some of her races, but she always has a line in between her races. Obviously, she lays it all on the line, and they kind of have to nurse her into her racing. I will say, though, that she looked good in the warm-ups here for Manny Franco, so we'll see if she can get back on track for the ever white-hot Jason Service. Greg?
Yeah, this barn, just incredible the way they started. Jason Service, 53%. But Maggie brought up a good point, too. A lot of gaps in the running lines with this horse. But when she's at her best, she's very good.
I don't know about you, but nobody can keep that percentage up. So Jason Service is an 0 for 10 looking at him in the face. And I think he would probably say the same thing. I can't keep winning at this rate. I'll tell you what, if you knew she was going to run one of her best efforts, you'd better.
Yeah, it's true. I think a lot of people don't realize that trainers can't really go on an insane streak because the horses run into tougher conditions when they win races.
Right.
Yeah. So, like, that's what ends up happening. Yep. But Pico Uno, she has races to go to where maybe she just hasn't progressed, but if you go back to some of them, wow, they can win this race most definitely. I mean, Absolutely's gotten the best of her, but she's beaten Absolutely before. So this is a salty race for the 5, considering coming off that race. Now, she might win this race at 3-5, but you got talent in the 7, a 6-time winner, talent in the 3, a 6-time winner, and the 2 is 4 for 9 lifetime. These horses like to win races.
I would not single the favorite if I was playing late doubles here. I would use the others, the 2, 3, and the 7. I don't have any confidence in any of them, but I know that every one of them has a chance to beat the favorite.
I think a lot of people looked, and we all did, at this pick 4 or at this late pick 5, and we thought, who's the safest single? We sort of settled on the 5, did we not?
Well, I did not.
I did.
I liked Still There, the horse who was scratched, and I hate when I scratch into a heavy favorite because I was trying to beat her.
I think a lot of the public
but
were
yeah,
sort of on
this
horse.
Would be the one.
This would be the one, and she could be vulnerable here.
And I think one of the things we try to get across in the show, and obviously doesn't mean they don't win sometimes, just because they're heavy favorites doesn't mean they have to win.
Exactly.
And again, we talked about a few things that could be to her undoing here this afternoon. The amount of races she's had in a short amount of time. There's a lone speedster in the race. There's fresh horses facing her this afternoon that might not be as good at her, but because of today and the schedule she's had, maybe today they get the better of her.
I think Bluegrass Flag is showing speed here. I think she's going to hurt.
That's going to be interesting early on. Yeah,
how does he not go, Joel Rosario? How does he not go? He's not going to win rating.
He's not fast enough. Unless he's not.
Yeah.
And that's it.
She was a rocket ship at one time in her career.
Holiday Disguise just stepped into the gate. She's won 2 of her last 3. She has won 6 of 9 lifetime. Can she add one more stakes win to her resume? We're about to find out. Let's send it upstairs to the voice of New York Racing for the call, Larry Colmus.
Absolutely takes her spot in line. They're all in line. A restless, there's Bobby's Song. They're off in the Dancin' Renee. And it is Pico Uno who goes out to the lead with Bluegrass Flag away running in second. Cozy Spring will take back and sit third just to the inside of Holiday Disguise. Outside of them, it's Bobby's Song and Absolutely is last. Pico Uno on top racing for the turn. Cozy Spring, 3/4 of a length behind, running into the far turn. Holiday Disguise is just off the leaders. Then Bluegrass Flag on the inside. Bobby's Song and Absolutely, 22.25 was the quarter. It is Pico Uno on top by a neck. On the outside is Cozy Spring. These two clear from Holiday Disguise. The heavy favorite is 2 lengths behind. Third and on the outside of Bluegrass Flag. Running room at the rail for Absolutely, who's sent through an opening on the inside. As they run past a 45.23 half, they're into the stretch. Pico Uno still there by 2 to Cozy Spring. Holiday Disguise with her work cut out for her. Has to shift ground to the outside. Absolutely is next, but Pico Uno's far out in front here. Manny Franco and Pico Uno will not be caught. They're gonna win the Dancin' Renee for fun by 4.5 lengths under the wire to Cozy Spring. Holiday Disguise settles for third, Absolutely fourth in 109.6.
Well, Jason Service not coming back down to earth just yet. Pico Uno with the upset score, 5-1 in the Dancing Renee.
Well, she ran one of her A races today. As we said, their A races made her in some ways the horse to beat. She also broke sharply, Paul,
Yeah,
and that is
did.
the sign of a horse that's sharp.
Well, this race looked like they weren't going to go 45. 45 is actually comfortable for these type of fillies, and she went fast. I mean, 109 and 3. The 6 was just never really involved because, you know, the 2 never got involved early, and when the 3 got to the front end and put the 1 away, the race was sort of over. I'd like to see what happened to the 2 in the beginning of this race.
We'll take a look at the start. I think the 2 broke about a step slow, whether she bumped or not. She just came out a little bit flat-footed, and I mean, it didn't really matter. I think at the end of the day, also, Holiday Disguise, she was flat, totally flat today. Because Holiday Disguise is never going to beat Pico Uno, but she should have been second here.
She broke a little slow, the 2, and then as a result, she got squeezed a little bit and had no chance to keep going on.
But she still got out in a good spot. I mean, she wasn't going to win that way, but no one was beating Pico Uno today.
I'll tell you right now, that was a sharp little move by Manny Franco. You're right, out of the gate, he outbroke the 2, and he said, you know what? Bye-bye, you're gone, I'm gone, 5-1. And right now, if you're alive in this pick 5, good luck.
Rode like his mentor, Angel Cordero. Angel watched that, and he was proud of Manny.
Yeah.
Telling me someone's going to hit this thing today?
The pick 6? Pick 5
Naira Betts lead pick 5. Pico Uno, Jason Service, his tremendous meet continuing. Kennesaw Mountain Racing and Manny Franco team up. We'll be back.
This graded stakes winner and multiple Grade 1 performer by Tapit has become one of the nation's leading sires of 2-year-olds. Ranked number 1 in his crop by number of winners, he sired 11 stakes horses in 2017, including graded stakes winners Wild Shot and Oklahoma Derby winner Untrapped. At the sales, his yearlings have sold up to $480,000. Trap Shot, standing at Claiborne Farm.
Make Naira Betts your home for online horse racing and betting. Start earning your sign-up bonus right now. With Naira Betts, you can use our state-of-the-art website to bet on live horse racing at over 200 tracks around the world. Bet anywhere, anytime, using your computer or mobile device. Earn valuable reward points on bets. Build your bankroll with our exclusive promotions and earn cash rebates. Sign up now at NairaBets.com and start earning your sign-up bonus now. Naira Betts, racing's best play.
Back on Belmont Park Live, Pico Uno, the upset win, and the dancing Renee wins for the 7th time in 17 career starts.
Wow.
Only the 9 is covered in the pick 6. Interestingly enough, multiple times.
That's crazy.
And
that's
no one else
is
is covered. You rarely see one horse covered multiple times and nobody else covered.
That's going to be your favorite. As you see Pico Uno going into the winner's circle, the gray mare by Macho Uno out of the Western Expression mare, Piccolo Isola. 7 for 17. We talked about horses love to win races, had as many wins as your favorite. And again, look at that pick 3, $778. It does not matter that it started with your favorite. The 8 that started the sequence that we didn't like, Missile Bomb. We probably helped you out if you're alive.
That was
the late pick 5, sorry. Yeah, but if you have to look at the pick 4, by the way. I'd like to have that.
I'm just wondering, the pick 5 is going to come in a second, and we'll see if everyone's covered here, and maybe somebody has a chance for the $100,000, right? I didn't look at what the pool was in today's thing.
90,000 plus.
90 plus.
So I get a little extra in there.
Well, it looks like there are a couple are, because you have to take. You got 77,000. I think the 3 and 5 are one person.
Yeah.
The 2 is not covered. The 2 would be a carryover.
Yes, you're right. That is right, Andy.
The 2 would be remarkable, too.
10th race, it's coming up in 23 minutes. We will not have it on our show because we're going to sign off here in a couple of minutes. You can watch it on the NYRA Now app. It's a New York bred 40 maiden claiming race, 6 furlongs on the inner turf. Again, you can watch that on the NYRA Now app, available on your favorite streaming platforms. Go ahead and catch it there.
Yes.
Yeah, love the NYRA Now app. Watch race on it all the time.
We are back tomorrow, same time. We had a tremendous run of races here this afternoon. This was a difficult sequence to come up with, and Jason Service continuing his tremendous meet.
No, incredible how they've been running. And I tell you what, today was a great card. Tomorrow's better.
I'm with you.
Tomorrow's card is sensational. That poker, you don't want to miss the poker tomorrow. It's a great race.
Kendrick Carmouche, he had it rolling all afternoon long. 4 victories. Flex for us, Kendrick. How about the Saturday he had? And in the feature race, it was Pico Uno springing the upset. Holiday Disguise, the run comes to an end. We'll see you on Sunday, on Father's Day at 4 Eastern. Take care, everybody.